all is well. It's your boy Abdul Hassan. I'm back here with another video, and today I want to put you guys on game on how to be able to get any car that you guys want and how to be able to get those cars without putting any money down. Yes, I said that correct, without any money down. I actually have an exotic car rental company here in the Dallas-Fort Worth, and I've also had personally 15 cars, probably even more at this point, right? And so I know what I'm talking about, and let's go ahead and get after this right now. Now, first thing we really have to understand is the importance of having auto loans on your credit report, right? So like I mentioned in previous videos, your credit score does not matter, right? Again, your credit score can open a lot of doors, but without the history on your credit report, it really won't matter, right? I've seen people that have gotten approved for an auto loan without putting any money down with a 670, and I've also seen people with the 800 credit score actually get denied for those auto loans, right? And so really what we want to be able to do is set up a good history so we can be able to show these lenders and the car dealerships that we've been able to handle these different auto loans in the past, right? We haven't had any repossessions, any collections. We also have been on time and making monthly payments every time without even missing a payment, right? So really you want to be able to kind of leave the breadcrumbs for these auto loans in the dealerships, because when they look at your credit report, right, they want to be able to make sure that they can trust you and also know that you'll be able to pay them back and also handle the car really well, right? Now, auto loans are a really great way to go ahead and boost up your credit score, and it's really important that you guys have a mix of auto loans and also different type of accounts, right? Now, auto loans, they're installment loans, right? So they're going to be basically installed over a good amount of period of time, right? The same thing as auto loans, mortgage loans, personal loans, and secured loans as well. So it's a really great way to go ahead and boost your credit score up. Now, I've actually been able to actually put down no money on all of my cars just simply by the fact that I've been able to have good credit and also manage my credit, right? So I actually started off with literally, I bought a 2004 Toyota Camry from my dad, right? So my parents, they weren't really big on going ahead and co-signing or anything of that sort. And so basically with that being said, right, I had to go ahead and buy the car from him cash, right? However, going forward, I knew that I needed to have good auto loans on my credit report, because at the end of the day, I always wanted to get those Lamborghinis, those Ferraris and all that. And if you guys have those same aspirations, well, we have to start somewhere, right? So what I like to call it is called the ladder of ascension, right? So basically with the credit report, how the credit system works, right? Basically whenever you go ahead and get an auto loan, right, they want to be able to make sure that you've been able to handle that monthly payment that you're going ahead and applying for, right? So for example, if you guys are going to get a $20,000 car, right, they want to be able to see that you've had, say, a $15,000 car or something close to that range, so they can be able to be comfortable in lending you that auto loan and getting you approved, right? So after you guys go ahead and pay off that auto loan, right, then you guys are able to actually get approved for double the amount that you were previously approved for. So if you had a $20,000 auto loan, right, now after you got ahead and paid off that loan, right, then you go ahead and can get a $40,000 auto loan, and that's what's called the ladder of ascension, right? So it's really important to have a good history building up to this, so you guys can be able to go ahead and get more auto loans and get higher limits on those auto loans, right? Now, what I like to do, right, is every 6 months I go ahead and switch out cars, right? I mean, my parents, a lot of people, they laugh at me at this, but at the same time, they really don't understand the game, right? At the end of the day, if I can go ahead and get another car every 6 months and also build up my credit report and credit score, hey, why not, right? Because positive payment history really starts at 6 months. So by being able to really have that positive payment history, never really miss any payments, right? Never have any repossessions, any negative marks on my credit report, I'm really able to get these auto loans. Like now I can walk into any dealership and get any car, right? I can go get a Lamborghini right now, I'm gonna get a Ferrari, and that's just because I started somewhere, right? So I really want you guys to start building out your credit report. So if you guys are just starting out, right, what I would do, right, there's one website called Swapalease, right? So this is a really great website. I've actually, back in the day, right, I was able to get a 2019 BMW 430i, right? And you guys won't even believe it. At the time, I actually had a 2019 Toyota Camry, right? So my Toyota Camry, the monthly payment was around $273, right? And so I was able to find this BMW on Swapalease, right? And what Swapalease is, it's just a platform, right? For example, if I have an auto loan, right, and I don't want to finish out the rest of the term, I'll go ahead and put it on Swapalease, and somebody on Swapalease will go ahead and be able to take over my loan, and basically they'll go ahead and assume the loan, right? So their name will go ahead and transfer onto the loan opposed to my name, right? And now that auto loan is actually going to show off as free and clear for me, and they actually went ahead and are going to take over the loan for the rest of the period, right? So that's the first thing I would do, is go ahead and get started with that, because of the fact that, so really what these lenders and these car dealers just want to see is that you have been having a good history of paying your bills on time, right? They want to be able to see that you've been able to pay off monthly payments on on time, and also they want to be able to make sure that you're somebody that they can trust, right? So when I started out, right, I would go ahead and get a $20,000 car, keep it for about 6 to 8 months, right? And then after that, I would go ahead and trade it in, right, and go get another car, let's say $40,000. And then after that, I would just keep doing the same thing every 6 months, go ahead and get a car that's a little bit higher limit, right? And so basically what these lenders want to see is that you're able to actually handle the monthly payments, right? So the monthly payments is a major factor that they really look at. And again, if you guys haven't been able to pay $1,000 every month, what makes them think that you guys are able to do so now, right? If it's not on your credit report, then it's more than likely that they're actually going to deny you for that loan, because they want to be able to trust that you guys can actually pay them back and not just kind of repossess it, right? And so again, like even with the auto loans, if you guys get those higher interest rates, I definitely don't recommend that you guys get those loans. I recommend that you guys actually just wait and be able to go ahead and put some auto loans or anything like that are a little bit smaller that you guys can get approved for, and then go back to try to get that car, because that interest rate is going to always kick in, right? And say for example, if you guys, the car does get repossessed, basically that lender is really winning, right? Because they got the car back, they made you pay interest, right? And so now, and you're out of a car too, and also it's on your credit report. So if you want to go ahead and get another car, it's not as easy, right? Now I know a lot of people, they have trade lines or anything like that. Now I mean, I don't really recommend that you guys get trade lines, because one, most people really don't understand that if you guys put a trade line on your credit report, right, it's really good for credit cards, because what people will do is go ahead and put those trade lines on their account, right? And basically say they get a $10,000 trade line on their account, right? Then they'll go ahead and start applying for different cards so they can be able to get that same limit or even higher, right? However, with auto loans, it doesn't quite work like that, right? Unless you guys go ahead and co-sign for somebody or somebody co-signs for you, then that auto loan won't show up on your credit report. And one really like kind of sneaky secret that people really don't understand as far as with trade lines and having these different accounts on your report that really aren't yours, is that basically if you guys aren't a family member that's related actually to that trade line, right, if they don't have the same last name in your family directly, right, then that trade line isn't going to be counted, right? Because I mean, let's face it, lenders realize the game, right? They know the game, they know the finesse, they know what you guys are doing, right? So if they see that you're not a direct family member to that trade line of that account that actually is owned by them, right, then they'll go ahead and actually not include it in their determination on if you're going to get approved or not approved, right? And also one thing I want to talk about is that there's different FICO scoring models, right? There's about 16 different FICO scoring models, right? And so if you guys go ahead and get approved for an auto loan, or even if you log into Experian.com, you'll go ahead and see that there's different credit scores for different, say auto loans is a different credit score, and then also there's a different credit score for mortgages, right? And so basically what this is, right, is that most lenders, they're not going to care that you guys have had a lot of credit cards if you're applying for an auto loan, right? So these different scoring models are based off a proportion of what account you're actually applying for, right? So for example, if you guys are applying for an auto loan, right, they're going to weigh auto loans a lot higher, and just installment loans in general a lot higher than credit cards, right? So the scoring models really just differentiate based off of the fact that different proportions that they actually weigh, right? So definitely make sure that you guys always pay your bills on time, and really try not to finesse these banks and these different lenders, because you really want to live life like you don't really have too many chances, right? Because again, if you guys say mess up with a Bank of America, right, auto loan for example, I mean later on you never know that you might need say a home loan from Bank of America, but since you already messed up that account, you haven't resolved it, you haven't paid them back at all, right, then that basically kind of like shot yourself in the foot by being able to try to get that home loan, right? And how you guys really want to think about it, right, is that you want to look at these banks and these different lenders as strategic partners, right? So you never know, you can't really just burn one person, because you never know who this person's affiliated with. A lot of banks, they use the same criteria and lending guidelines as other banks, right? So if they've seen that you went ahead and ran off on say a Bank of America card, then if you're applying for a Chase, they're going to go ahead and see that you've done that, and they're not going to go ahead and trust you, because a lot of these banks and institutions, they really are kind of coerced together on the back end, right? They're really partnering up and teaming together, right? That's really a major factor that you guys really have to be aware of, because I mean, if you guys finesse, like you'll only be able to finesse like one time, right? Let's be honest, right? They're not going to keep letting you go to different banks, right? You can, but at the same time, they're going to catch on the game, and they're going to actually see it. And lastly, there's actually secondary bureaus and companies that actually storehouse your data, right? So basically those companies will actually see, right, they collect data, right, and they'll actually see that you guys have actually defaulted on an auto loan for one bank, right? And so when they see that, that's gonna signal major red flags, and you guys won't be able to get approved for certain auto loans, right? So yeah, really make sure that you guys are, when you guys are getting auto loans, to always kind of go up the ladder of Ascension, right? Always get a higher limit to be able to unlock a lot more. Now, I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of my viewers, right? They want to be able to do Turo, they want to do exotic car rentals, right? By being able to have these auto loans on your credit report, right? It really allows you to kind of leverage your personal credit to get good business credit, and then you can be able to get those cars on your business side, right? And that will really unlock a lot of doors, and even unlock doors that you didn't even realize existed, right? So always make sure that you guys have good personal credit, and that you're always taking advantage of being able to go ahead and get a higher limit car whenever the time does present itself, because you never know, right? So once you guys have a lot of history on your credit report, right, this will really allow you guys to be able to make a lot more money and also leverage your credit for the lifestyle that you guys want to live. So if you guys have found this video helpful, make sure you guys subscribe and tap the bell notifications below to get updated on all the new videos that we're going to be dropping. This is the best YouTube channel on financial literacy. We're going to be going through all the different tactics, methods, or all the plays that we're actually running with my clients and also my mentorship. So definitely make sure you guys tune in. This is the best financial literacy channel out there, man. And let's get it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go.